Chisowitz presenting live action tonight from Boston. And a big game for the both these teams, Walter, because they're only a point separating with 4 games remaining after tonight. And I think the team comes up with a big win and 3 goals tonight might do it.
Well, they're both fighting for the wild card berth in the playoffs, and it's very critical for the Fury. They got to win tonight. They haven't won on the road. You and I are 0 for 5 on the road doing the telecast, so I think we're due for 1. And let's see if we can pull this one out tonight.
Well, the club is 0 for 12, but they have made a few changes since last we saw you. Bob Rigby got a good night's sleep, which means something. He's got a 1.33 goals against since joining the club. He really has been a heck of an addition, and hey, with a little bit of luck, they might have knocked off the Cosmos. That broke a 5-game win streak at home, so they do well at home and not on the road.
I think Rigby has been the difference. He's brought a lot of confidence to the team. They play with a lot of recklessness now. They go forward. They try to get goals. Last game in Philadelphia against Toronto was very evident of what they've done. They won 4-1, and they're very optimistic. They had a meeting last night. Tom Fleck and Coach Volek met with the team and talked about the importance of this game. So I think they're ready to do it, and let's see if we can turn it around.
We're going to be back with the lineups after this.
When you say Budweiser, when you say Bud, you said a lot of things nobody else can say. When you say Bud, you say you can't.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Philadelphia Fury. We've already mentioned Bob Rigby.
Defenders Brooks Greider, Nicky Nikolic, John Dempsey, and Radi Martinovich. At midfield, they'll go with, let's have a look at the midfielders here. I don't see any.
They'll show up in a minute. Hang in there. As you look at the Philadelphia Fury, there it is.
Here are the
Lucas, Kramer,
midfielders.
and O'Brien. Now, Kramer is an addition since last we got together.
He's a steady player. He's from Belgium. He's done very well in the last 4 games, and I think he's helped so much in the last few games for them in Philadelphia. Up front, they'll go with Peter Menino. I think they'll withdraw him as a 4th midfielder. David Robb and Frank Worthington will be the 2 front runners.
Now, the team, and the last time these 2 teams played was April the 14th when the strike was out and it was a rainy night. The 3-0 score, Philadelphia winning it, is not indicative of how good this club is. Particularly, the guy in goal is really, he's kind of a legend, isn't he, in English First Division soccer?
He's an outstanding keeper. He's very quick. That's the name why he got Cat. And he's really an important player to the Teamen. Defenders, Artur from Portugal, Chris Turner and Peter Simpson are the 2 central defenders. They're very difficult to go through. Peter Carr on the left side. At midfield, they have Jerry Daly. He'll do all the attacking. He's a hard worker and does a lot of scheming and planning. Ringo Contillo, the American at midfield, also originally from the American Soccer League. And Alinho, another Portuguese player. Up front, the front runners are Keith Weller and also Kevin Walsh and Keita. He's another one that's very dangerous in trying to get goals. He's a Portuguese player as well.
Here's Turner right there, who has 2 goals and an assist and 5 points. As we're going to get ready here in just a moment, the officials for tonight's contest. And we'll be right back as Abraham Klein, linesman Derek Smith, and Bill Baumeister. We'll be back in a moment.
Don't forget during the evening to vote for your Teamen.
As you can see.
Your camera, Abraham Klein, the head referee in the middle there, and surrounded by Derek Smith and Bill Baumeister, the 2 linesmen.
And we're going to be ready here to go at it at the place that now is called Nickerson Field. Used to be Braves Field years ago. The Boston Braves, before they moved to Milwaukee, played baseball here. And there are a lot of other stories. The old Boston Patriots, the American Football League, now the New England Patriots, played their first football here in the American Football League. And we're just across the river, the Charles River from Harvard, which you saw in the background at the opening of the show. And this field is it's narrow, and I mean as narrow as we've seen in the league this year, Walter. It's just about bare minimum.
Bare minimum, I believe it's about 59 yards wide, and the AstroTurf is really quite worn, so the ball is going to travel very fast, and if we get some rain tonight, we're going to see a lot of slippery conditions out there.
A very slick field, according to the players who were here last night for the workout. In the white uniforms, the New England Teamen. And the reason they're called the Teamen is they're owned by the Lipton Tea Company, which I think is a very natural tie-in.
That makes sense.
You see how you're going to see a lot of that. I mean, the ball going out of bounds, mainly because it just isn't wide enough for the soccer. But this is a home that they didn't think they were going to have. At the beginning of the season, this team was supposed to play at Foxborough, where the New England Patriots play their football games, but they had some problems there, and they really had to have a place to play. It couldn't be Boston College, Harvard, or Fenway Park, where the Red Sox play down the road here on Commonwealth Avenue. But wait a minute. Hang in there, because just for a brief second, it looked as though Peter Simpson might have gotten himself something there. Is that Simpson?
That's Keita.
That's Keita. Okay,
Kevin Walsh from the left side served the ball to Keita, and John Dempsey lost the sight of the ball in a very dangerous situation, but Keita misplaced the ball, so we got out of that one.
Lukic, Menino, and O'Brien trying to get something going for David Robb, who got 2 scores against Toronto in the big win. Over Toronto, 3-1, which gave the Fury the 6 points for the win and 3 points for the goals. A maximum of 9 would put them right back in contention here, because with a record of 9-16, they're 96 points. The team at 11-14 have 97 points. And in the scheme of things, in the North American Soccer League, you can make the playoffs with a record like that. But you got to get the goals, and you got to win on the road, and something that this team just hasn't been able to do this year. That's Robb still playing with the ball inside the 35-yard line. And now on the attack is Ringo Cantillo, Costa Rica, played with Tampa Bay and the Cosmos. This is a team coached by Noel Cantwell, and it's got the English-style soccer. They will play long ball, will they?
They go in the air a lot. Early in the season they did, but now with Keita up front, they sort of calmed it down. They're trying to keep it a little shorter, because Keita doesn't want to hear about air balls. He wants to play on the floor and keep it on the ground. He's from Portugal, and that's the way they play. That's their style. Interesting matchup here is Brooks Greider and Kevin Walsh. Kevin hails from Trenton, New Jersey. He's a veteran of this league. He's been with Hartford, and then I believe with Tampa. He spent some time with our national team. He was a member of the U.S. Olympic team. So Brooks Greider is going to have he's going to have a difficult job, because Kevin has a lot of speed. Originally from Richburg University, where he was an All-American.
Well, Brown tried to keep it in, but couldn't do it. And you can see the faint hash marks there from the football field. So you got 3 yards either side, or a 6-yard differential from the American football field, which is still considerably less than the 75 yards it needed, really.
Ideally, you'd like to have 75 by 120. Then you have some space to play in. Things are not as crowded.
Worthington ahead. Now, wait a minute. He was offside. Yeah, I guess he was.
That was a close call, because we got to remember the 35-yard line. And I thought he broke in time, but the referee probably saw it better. He's got a better angle down there.
Alhino, number 21. These guys with the single names. They have Artur, they have Keita, and Alhino.
Okay, Jared, try to read the whole name.
No, that's why they got the single names. Mikulic. All right, not a bad move.
He played it safe. I think Fury are a little bit relaxed in the back, and it could cause some problems for themselves. They need to get more intense back there, because already twice something happened where they were just very loose.
Keep your eye on number 12, Jerry Daly. He's 9 goals, 4 assists, 22 points, and he can do it. Number 12 on the throw-in.
He was a questionable before kickoff. Bad ankle, but he's in the lineup.
Going to be a goal kick? It is going to be a goal kick. Okay, no score here at Boston, and we'll be back in just a moment. Well, the action here, no score at Nickerson Field on the campus of Boston University. The New England Patriots, the teams here carry the tag of New England rather than Boston. The baseball team is still known, and so the Boston Celtics is still known, but the New England Teamen here in the North American Soccer League, and the New England Patriots in football. Regional franchises.
I think they're trying to get all of New England to come and watch these games, but unfortunately they've been unlucky with the stadium here. It's quite out of the big leagues, because it's a small college football field, and it's very difficult to play soccer on it. The word is out that they may even think of building one.
Their own soccer stadium?
You know, it might be the first one ever in America.
Well, order me another iced tea, and I'll help build it. Number 11, Kevin Welsh. Kevin from Trenton. As we indicated, the assistant coach at Harvard University when he's not playing.
Kevin's a very dedicated young man. He wants to still have a good career as a player, and then no question he's going to go into the coaching aspect of it. So he's going to be a big contributor in the development of the American soccer players.
Teamen in white, and the Fury still looking for his first win on the road, 0-12 with a record of 9-16. Teamen have the soccer ball. Dempsey, who has, by the way, played every minute of every game so far. I think he's the only one, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah,
A very steady performer.
Right.
I believe maybe Nikolic also has played in all of them. So those two in the back have done an excellent job. They've got to together, and they understand each other, and they do a good job up the middle. The matchups are Martinovic is matched up with Keith Weller, who's a very dangerous player, and they're going to go at each other because Keith is a tough cookie, and the Martinovic takes no prisoners, so they're going to bang away a little bit.
Reddy just got caught with a foul there for pushing. So the free kick coming up for the Teamen. Teeing the ball up, number 3, is Peter Carr. One of the English players, Carlisle United. The flavor is definitely English here with Cantwell, the coach, and the late addition of the Portuguese that came in. Keita, Eugenio, Artur. This program, authorized under rights granted by the Philadelphia Fury solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, description, and accounts of the event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing the program without the express consent of the Philadelphia Fury, strictly prohibited. The announcers and commentators of this program selected for and have been hired by the Philadelphia Fury. And there is no score, and we've played about 9 minutes. Just for a brief moment in the box there was a little bit of trouble, and it looked as though Rigby might not have been able to get his hand on the ball, but that's okay. No problem.
Alino broke through there, but I think there was also a foul. He was pushing Dempsey from behind, and the referee never blew the whistle.
I was looking for an offside. You were looking for a foul. Anyway, they didn't get anything done. Keita. Keita moves well with the ball.
He has a lot of skill, and he's very fast, and he releases the ball. His shots are very dangerous. He releases so quickly, sometimes keepers, if they're not concentrating, lose sight of the ball, and he's been able to score some goals for the Teamen.
Dusan Lukic. He's got 5 goals, 10 assists, 20 points. That's not too bad.
Very well, very good for a midfielder. That's a good scoring threat by him, and he's done very well. He's a tough defender at midfield, and he goes forward at times. Against the New York Cosmos, he had an excellent opportunity to possibly pull one out for the Fury, but missed a 10-yarder.
Fury getting the free kick up at the midline. Dempsey. With Kramer on one side, Lukic on the other. O'Brien chasing it down at the 35. Up. They got away from him. An awful lot of that goes on up here, and you just have to live with it. That's all. There's no way to control that soccer ball because it goes out of bounds with a short field.
Yeah, we're going to see more throw-ins than ever, and maybe the Teamen do a lot of weightlifting because to get used to the throw-in exercise, we're going to see a lot of that. And we'll see a lot of fouls as well because of the tight conditions. Players are marking each other very tight, and they're reaching for the ball, and we're going to see a lot of that.
Daly, number 12, taken away by Kramer. Still controlled by the Teamen. Keita. Yes, sir. Keita can play. Goal kick coming up. There's no score with 34.5 minutes to go in the first half here at New England. 0-0. We'll be right back. No score on this Wednesday. The Fury and the San Diego Sockers at the vet. Bobby Smith makes a return to the Delaware Valley, this time in a San Diego uniform. It'll be a light florist night, and the first 3,000 ladies receive a rose courtesy of a light florist of the Delaware Valley. Tickets on sale at Ticketron, the Fury office, the vet, or calling 755-5400. San Diego. That's the Sockers coming in on Wednesday night. Fury with the ball. O'Brien. Oh, taken away. Good defensive play by the Teamen.
I believe that was Chris Turner.
Going to be a foul, but not in the box. No penalty kick. Ooh,
Well
close.
Nicky Nikolic had to do that, otherwise Skater was through and might have been the first scorer of the evening.
Look, there hasn't been a goal scored this year yet, or this game yet, I should say. But Keita.
Here we can see him accelerating and pushing the ball ahead and going by, and then Nicky Nikolic using the old forearm shiver stopped him, and it's a direct free kick. And a dangerous
direct free kick.
They're putting up a wall to help cover one of the corners, and I believe they're going to go with 5 in the wall.
Direct free kick.
Let's see what they have in mind here. This could be a very dangerous situation.
All right, guess.
I think he's going to chip it around the...
Nice. Kramer got in the way.
That's well done because he struck it so well with his left foot.
I don't know where he caught it, but he got rid of it. Rigby all right.
Rigby came out, and I think he had a good opportunity of catching that ball, but taking no chances, he boxed it out of bounds.
Artur into the box. Lukic gets it to midfield. Worthington ahead, but there's no one there, and there's a violation.
That was a foul by Peter Carr on Worthington. I think the Fury need to keep the ball on the floor and short passes and control the ball and then try to go that way, because in the air, trying to go around Carr and Turner, that's going to be very difficult, and they're both very strong in the air.
It's been our luck, the last couple of times, Walter, to have 3 goals scored immediately on the Fury early in the first half, and it was uphill from that point on. We had that happen to us in Tulsa and Houston, so maybe tonight we're going to pull a lucky.
Well, I think they came out tonight, and they're playing with a little bit of caution. They're not taking risks or running through people. They're just controlling the pace of the game, and once they get some kind of a rhythm going, then they have some opportunities in the game to get a goal or two and pull this one out.
Chased down by Weller, and it will be thrown in by the Fury again. That's Kreider to Rigby, and they'll try to set something up on the other side.
Keith Weller there is harassing Rigby, and Weller's from England. He's a very hard-working individual, as is Daly and Carr and Turner. All these people work very hard, the typical style of the English football.
O'Brien at the 35. O'Brien into the box and headed to the goalkeeper by Peter Carr.
They try to give and go there, Fran O'Brien to Worthington, but the distance was too far away from each other, and consequently defense had no difficulty reading it.
I don't know how it is on the field, but the lighting here is minimum. It is not the most well-lit field.
Maybe just enough to throw a 60-yard pass for Boston University and get a touchdown here and there.
The last time I saw a football game after a college game, it was Jimmy Brown was still playing in college. It was about can't remember now myself. But he was a senior. The great Jimmy Brown was in college.
1959.
No, it was earlier than that, I think.
Syracuse University.
That's right. They're playing against Boston University. Going to be against Peter Carr. No, wait a minute. The other way around. I thought Carr jumped all over his back.
Yeah, he did. But referee Klein pointed to Worthington doing a little bit of kicking, I think, and that's what he saw first before the Carr jumped on his back.
Lukic crossing over the other side, try to get something going that side. Hey, maybe Menino. Peter lost the ball. Teamen in white. Oh, okay, you saw it, no doubt about it.
Yeah, Martinovic is doing the job on Weller. He's letting him know that he's around.
Did he get carded? Wait a minute. Yeah, he did. Well.
Abraham Klein, I believe he originally is from Israel, and I guess he didn't like the way Martinovic challenged Weller on that play and gave him a yellow card.
There's still 28 and a half minutes remaining in the first half. They have 45-minute halves in the North American Soccer League. If you finish regulation play at the end of the first 90 minutes, then there's our 2 7.5-minute overtime periods, and if not, then there is a shootout. We have yet to have either overtime or a shootout. Wait a minute, we had overtime first game down in Memphis, but we didn't have a shootout yet.
Correct. Oh, yes, Kelvin Welsh taking down Brooks Kreider. And I think Brooksy lost a little bit of skin on that one because he's holding his thigh and elbow.
Still no score here at Nickerson Field at Boston University. Fury in the dark uniforms. Worthington might have got it put on that, but no problem for Keelan.
Well done by Brooks Kreider, though. He took it in, and Brooksy's going a bit forward tonight, which is a good sign because he used to be a forward in college, and he's capable of getting goals. So as attacking a fullback is still another dimension that would help the Fury.
It appears to be a strategy here tonight of just playing it like a couple of fighters in the early rounds, feeling each other out. The Fury afraid to make too many mistakes early, to get behind early, as they have done on the road so often.
No question. They're playing with caution, as I mentioned earlier, And I think as soon as they get a little bit of rhythm and feel for this field, that's the key, because it's a narrow field, and if you haven't practiced or played on it, then it's very difficult to become accustomed to it. So they need to get a feel for it and start attacking and hopefully getting on the scoreboard.
We haven't had a corner kick yet. And we played, let's see, 16, 17 minutes already.
That was Ringo Conchillo taking a shot and Peter Menino blocking it. The key for the Fury will be to stop Keita. Dempsey's on him, and Nikolic has to provide a lot of support for him because of the speed. I don't believe John can handle Keita's speed, but if Nikolic is there supporting and covering for him, then I think they'll be all right.
Look at Dempsey. Plays the sweeper, doesn't he, huh? And we have an offensive and defensive player of the game at the end of each game. Keita certainly looked well on offense, and Dempsey on the defense. And Rigby, look out, Bobby.
Yeah, that was a foul on Alino, high kicking, and it's a dangerous situation. This is where goalkeepers get injured. Here the ball bounces in around the 8-yard line, and here's a high kick. Alino leveling Rigby, and Riggs responded well.
Rob trying to chase it down. It would seem to me the forwards are playing very, very deep tonight. Well, they're just kind of looking for one long ball and run in and get a quick goal.
You can't get width, so you try to get some length, and that's the whole idea.
Worthington chipping one, but Rob can't get to it. Worthington again. O'Brien into the box. Back in by Lukic. Rob tried to get it to somebody, but Teamen Menino keeps it in play.
This is good pressure, and you can see
Rob
now they got a little bit of rhythm.
Worthington. Now, weak shot. Good play, though.
That was blocked by Carr. No, sorry, that was blocked by Daly, and Worthington had a great opportunity. He was right on top of the D and was a bouncing ball, and he loves to take those volleys with his left foot.
Okay, Dempsey heads it back to midfield where Menino's waiting. Menino finds Lukic. Over the midline. Nicky being marked by Daly. O'Brien. Oh, no. Crisscross with Worthington. Frank chips it, and it'll be a goal kick. No score with 24.5 minutes remaining in the first half. We'll be back in a moment. Still no score. While we were away for the commercial, a corner kick for the Philadelphia Fury. Keita.
Just prior to leaving for the commercial, there was a great setup by Peter Menino to Fran O'Brien, and that was probably the first opportunity of the evening for both sides to get a score. Fran, unfortunately, couldn't capitalize, and Carr destroyed the play.
Fury concludes the home season, the regular season that is, coming up August 4, and the Portland Timbers with Clyde Bester at the bat. The fan appreciation night, many lucky fans will go home as winners. The kick is 7:35, and tickets on sale at Tickets on the Fury office of the Better Call 755-5400. Portland Timbers with Best, who is about the best.
He's a good one, and also a former Philadelphia textile star, All-American Nelson Seeley plays for the Portland Timbers, so he'll be happy to see Philadelphia.
Let's watch this one. What happened here? Oh, yes, I could see that. Yes, Dempsey wrapped him.
John Dempsey on a high kick, and it's a direct free kick.
They're awfully close to that penalty area, aren't they? Headed, and is it going to be a goal kick or a corner? It's going to be a corner. The first corner for the Teamen.
Turner.
And it'll be Alhino.
That was Turner heading in and deflection off Martinovic, and Turner's very dangerous in these situations. He's about 6'3", and he can really climb in the air. So, and they look to serve to him all the time. I can see David Robb there now marking Turner because of the danger that he creates on corner kicks for the Teamen.
22 remaining in the half, still no score. Lukic tries to get up ahead, picked up by Artur.
That was good pressure by David Robb and obstruction by Artur, and Fury will put it into play.
I'm sure you're going to hear the public address announcements through our headsets and microphones and everything else, so rather than be redundant, we let him give you the information there.
Because we'll sit around and
enjoy ourselves. Have
drink
a glass
tea.
of tea, sure.
Again, Brooks Ryder serving the ball in the air, and you can see the difficulty of Worthington and Rob trying to win air balls against Carr and Turner. I think the way they approached the last 10 minutes, keeping it on the floor with combination passes and give and goes would be the proper way to attack this evening with this narrow field.
Fans here are not warming to the occasion at all. It has been rather lackluster for the first 25 minutes, but all the Fury wants to do is get one on the board here and go home a winner. They need it desperately.
Well, the Teamen are looking for it the same way because they like to get into the playoffs, and they're playing with a bit of caution as well. So they're just biding time and hopefully trying to free Keita or Alino, who are two very quick, fast runners.
I think he hit it with his hand. Well, play on. We'll start it all over again. Get it back to Rigby. Ooh, well, sometimes you got to play defense. At least the Fury's not behind 3-0 at this point, as they have been in the last two telecasts. So,
which is a good sign already.
Yeah, this one's going to go to the wire. I think we said that in Memphis, didn't we? Very first telecast of the year. That was a good game. Elgenio. Dempsey took it away and whacked him at the same time. He's getting up slowly. 3, 4, 5, 6, and the round continues.
Yeah, John again raises his leg a bit too high, and it's a direct free kick. Alenia went down. A little bit of acting as well. I think he was looking to hopefully persuade the referee to give John Dempsey a yellow on that one.
Gaeta. Chips. Over here to Artur. Artur tries to center into the box, and we'll have a corner kick. Knocked out of bounds by Fran O'Brien.
Corner kicks on this kind of a field are very dangerous because obviously the ball is much closer to the near post, and a lot of good things can happen from these short corners.
Well done, David.
That's why we see David Robb back here defending and just crowding the situation, creating more of a problem for Teamen.
No score with 18 and 1/2 minutes remaining in the first half. The Teamen and the Fury will be right back. Say, when you're out at the stadium, pick up your copy of Kick magazine. It features articles in the entire North American Soccer League as well as the Fury. And if you want to be an informed soccer fan, Kick magazine is for you, and it is well done. That's a personal opinion. Very well done. It looks and it reads as well as those that I've seen in the National Football League and in hockey and in basketball as well.
No question about it. They've done a nice publication on it, and it's a very big seller around the country. Well, we still don't see much happening here. Very few chances to score goals. Again, the field is a problem, and tactically you can do very little in narrow fields, and hope that the defense makes a mistake and somehow you get one.
Like maybe right there, into the box. Still control by the team, and here we come up the field. O'Brien. Now try to get it to Worthington. Can Rob get it? Yes, he can at midfield. David dribbling the ball over the side of Kreider.
No, that's Peter Menino.
Peter Menino, sorry. Crossing to Worthington. Toward the goal, and picked off by Keelan.
I think if they're going to exploit anyone in the air, then they should go to the right side, where Artur plays on the right side, and he's a defender who doesn't like to get involved in the air ball. So if any services should come, they should come from the right to left.
Almost a good give and go set up by Keith Weller. O'Brien keeps it in, loses his balance. Good play, Fran. Menino. Crosses. Lukic chasing it down. Nicky up near midfield. And the Teamen. Dempsey dribbling. Rob.
Fury's starting to get a little bit of rhythm now with some nice short combination passes at midfield. So it's a good sign, and hopefully they can continue to do this.
I was going to ask you about the field. It is a football field, which means it has a crown in the center, and it drops off to either sideline. Now, is that going to have any kind of an effect as far as soccer is concerned?
Well, no question about it. The ball is always rolling down and away, as you can see here at Peter Menino having difficulty handling it. So it's narrow, and the crown doesn't help, and if it starts to rain this evening, it's just multiplies more problems.
I think Rob got pushed, no whistle. Weller, 7 goals, 10 assists, and 24 points for number 14. I think we've had about one serious shot on so far, and we've got almost 15 minutes left in the first half. No score between the Teamen and the Fury up here at Boston's Nickerson Field on the campus of Boston University. Chased down by Eugenio. He's asking for some help. I don't think he's going to get any.
Yeah, let's take a look at this one. And nothing. He shouldn't get anything because nothing happened. Here's Nikolic pushing the ball back to the keeper, and Eugenio did a little bit of acting.
David Robb, the leading scorer for the Fury with 15 goals, 15 assists, and 45 points. Third in the league in scoring. Old Frank's over there trying to get some business done. Nothing's happening.
Now, it's, the favorite play of this evening will be the throw-in.
Here they come. Peter Simpson. Peter's been around a while. He played 15 years of First Division soccer.
Very steady, very competitive, tough defender.
You kick it to my end, I kick it to your end, and I kick it out of bounds, and you kick it out of bounds. And with 13 and a half minutes remaining, still no score. Someone's got to get something going here. The teams are separated by a mere point in the standings, 96 for Philadelphia and 97 for the Teamen. Teamen have a better record of 11 and 14. The Fury 9-16, but 12 of those 16 have been on the road and all in a row. Trying to break a string here, which they're going to need to do if they do make the playoffs. One game's got to be on the road. Actually, Artur just got it back over there to Keelan. He wants to start it upfield now. What's the strategy here? What decision does Keelan make, and why does he make it? Does he want to kick it? Does he want to just pass it?
Keelan can really kick him, and he's been able to send him 70 yards. So I think their play is always, let's get it up there high, and hopefully Weller.
Hey, wait a minute. Worthington took one into the box. Now, tried to get it to David, couldn't do it, and Keelan came up quickly. Wants to change direction of the play in a hurry. Everybody's downfield. Oh, well done. Well done. Martinovich. Robb. O'Brien. And O'Brien pushed by Eugenio. No whistle. Play on. O'Brien chasing it down. O'Brien still in control. It's getting a little rough out there.
A little tight, and he's taking a little bit of a beating there, and the referee's saying nothing. So poor Fran got knocked out of bounds and no foul. We'll get a throw-in anyhow. Fran has been a very steady performer. He had an exceptional night the other night against Toronto. He scored 2 goals where the Fury won 4-1. So he's been doing it again. Last year he was voted the best player on the team by his teammates, and this year he's a good candidate for that award again.
David Robb. Toward the box. Headed out by Peter Carr. No particular problem there. A spectacular shot, but right at the goalkeeper, Keelan.
That was Lukic from about 35, and those kind of goals are not scored on keepers like Keelan.
Oh, he saw that one all the way. Time remaining, just about 11 minutes to go in the first half. And the Fury in control. They're throwing at the 35-yard line. That's Kreider with the cast on his arm.
That was well done by David Robb, stealing the ball, and
crossing and going to come up with a goal kick. Okay, 10.5 minutes remaining, first half. Still no score. The Teamen and the Fury will be back in a moment.
corner kick, and this could be dangerous. I think, yeah, Weller's taking it, and he looks to, he's going to try an in-swinger. And number 5, Chris Turner's up there. Well, the in-swinger went out of bounds.
We're going to be back in just a moment. Still no score with 8.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah.
Corner kick just as we joined you. And Rigby makes the save.
That was a dangerous situation. Cantillo ripped one from 25, deflected by Dempsey, and then Keita was there and almost pushed one in there. Here's the shot. Dempsey deflects it. Keita stops it. And Nicky Nikolic blocks the shot, and Rigby pounces on it.
And
Good
Rigby
work by the
sends one
defense.
down to the 35. Good leg. Time about 7 minutes left in the first half. By the way, think about next season, 15 home games, and they'll all be at the vet next year. Canalia, Kreif, Francis, Muller, Marsh, Neeskens, Beckenbauer. And if you'd like to get a season ticket, anyone paying in full by the conclusion of the current season receives an invitation to a special postseason cocktail party in the Fury locker room, hosted by the players and several special guests. For additional information, call the Fury office at 755-5400 on that one, huh?
That's not a bad all-star team you just mentioned.
I'd like to play World Cup with it.
I'd like to coach that team. I might be a good coach by playing, having those kind of players.
For those that are not initiated, Waller is the coach of the United States Olympic team. Hopefully, we'll go to Moscow. Rob! Hello there!
David
He just
Robb.
beat the outside post.
Worthington to David Robb on a volley off the post, and the Fury are up 1-0.
Fury 1. Teamen.
Let's have a look at this one. Here's Frank Worthington chipping the ball over Peter Carr's head, and David Robb, first time on a volley, a great shot. Hitting in the inside of the post, and a score. Philadelphia 1, New England 0.
16 goals, 15 assists, 47 points. Rob, who scored 2 against Toronto, has 1 here. And I thought it wasn't going to beat the post, but it did. So there you go, folks. 1-0, as Walter says. 1-0, or 1-0. I think, well, who's just going into the locker room? Menino?
Peter Menino has left the field, and let's have a count, see if we got all the players here.
Rigby beats Keita to the ball. Yeah, count the players. I see Menino going into the locker room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, they've
8.
taken him out.
They've
Yes,
taken him out.
and Georgievich has come in.
Okay. We now have number 9, Milo Georgievich.
And he's starting to get his game together. Last Wednesday against Toronto, he ripped one from about 18 yards, a left footer, so he's back in form. And maybe this is a good move, bringing him back on again.
There he is, Miro Georgievich, David Robb, Frank Worthington to Georgievich. And it'll be knocked out of bounds by Elhino, and a corner kick coming up. Well, all of a sudden, huh?
We got a goal, and it's a corner kick, and this could be a problem again. Georgievich is very capable in sending all kinds of knuckleballs and curveballs, in-swingers, out-swingers, so let's see what he does here.
Georgievich, and we'll have another corner kick. And while we do, for the second consecutive season, Toyota chosen as the official car of the Fury. Visit the Toyota dealers in the Delaware Valley. And the Fury on the board with 4:22 and running here in the first half on a score by David Robb, an assist to Frank Worthington. Got to give him an assist, don't we? That's 7 for him and 21 points now.
We got to give Kramer, Worthington, and Robb score.
You got a good view right here of this corner kick, and how slippery the conditions were. Miro almost slipped. There it comes. Fans not particularly happy with the showing of the Teamen so far. Keita being marked nicely by Martinovic. Hey, Walter, I can't remember now. You'll have to. This is our 6th telecast. Is this the first time the Fury has been ahead in a game, or the second time?
I think the first time. I don't remember ever us having the lead here on our telecast, so some good things are happening this evening.
And the game kind of plodded along for about 40 minutes, and suddenly the Fury gets one decent shot on goal, and it's good. And David Robb gets it.
As I mentioned earlier, they had to get acquainted with this field, so it took about 35 minutes, and then they started to put a few passes together, and finally a score. I think Djordjevic, who is very skillful, is going to be able to do a lot of good things here, and I think Coach Wallach put him in because of that reason. He has exceptional skill, and he can handle the ball in the conditions.
Robin O'Brien, no, he's not offside. Centers it.
That was a very good opportunity again. David Robb this time took it with his left foot from the opposite side, and he was looking for the other post and hopefully to bank it off, but was unlucky on that one.
And Martinovich knocks it out of bounds. The Philadelphia Fury uniform supplied by Admiral, the official outfitters of the Fury. Time remaining 2:20 and running. First half, 1-0. Fury now leading the Teamen. Chased down by Simpson. Centers.
Well done by Brooks Kreider.
Yes.
Brooks came in and cleared it.
O'Brien at midfield. 3-on-4. Robb working with Worthington. And there's going to be a foul called here.
It's a bad call by the referee. That should have been the play on because he took him very nicely, chipped the ball over his head, and he was going to goal. So the referee should have had a continuation play.
39:01, the official time of the goal by Robb. Less than 2 minutes to go here now in the first half. Live action from Nickerson Field at Boston University. Across the Charles River from Harvard. Just a stone's throw, as they say, from downtown Boston, on what used to be the old Braves Field of the National League.
Turner pushing David Robb down, but no call, and Keelan takes the ball and punts it up to Cada.
Cada. And a tripping foul.
It's a trip by Djordjevic, and again, Cada and Alina both have a tendency to do a little bit of acting. The referee is not reading the act and giving them some fouls that maybe they should not be awarded.
Centers to Cada. Dempsey says he was hit. Still no whistle. Out of bounds. Throw in Teamen. Time 33 seconds.
They got to go in 1-0 at halftime.
O'Brien gets it upfield to ensure it. Worthington ahead, and this ought to wind it down. 15 seconds remaining.
David Robb steals the ball, just working his heart out.
He'll have to
What a competitor.
he'll have to get a long one here, about a 45-yarder. Now they're going to. There it is. The clock says 0-0, and there's the whistle. The end of the first half. Hello there. The Fury won, and the Teamen nothing.
The first half stats for the Fury: 4 shots, Teamen 9. 2 saves by Rigby, 3 by Keelan. 3 corner kicks, Philadelphia, 5 Teamen. 13 fouls, Philadelphia 7 for Teamen. Philly trapped twice off sides, Teamen 0.
And we're back to the action here at Nickerson Field, and now they change directions. The Fury, the goal to the left will be Bob Rigby, and to the right will be Cat Keelan. And at the moment, the important thing, the only statistic that counts in this game is the Fury 1 and the Teamen nothing at 39:01. A score by Robb from Worthington and Kramer.
Neil Slasky, would you please call your home?
And we have had one change in the lineup in the first half for the Philadelphia Fury. Miro Djordjevic came in in place of Peter Menino late in the game, or late in the first half.
And also, there's one fan from Philadelphia, John Wall, would like to say hello to his best friend, Peter LaRue Tobar, who's watching the game this evening in Delaware. Hello, Pete.
Okay.
John came up to the booth here and was all excited about saying hello to Peter. Nice to have fans from Philadelphia in Boston.
This might be the biggest concentration of education in the United States. I don't know how many colleges and junior colleges there are in the New England area, or up here in the immediate Boston area. But there are hundreds of them, it seems, and a lot of Philadelphia area kids are up here and are Philadelphia fans. I used to see them at the Boston Garden a lot when there were basketball games there, or over at the Boston Garden for hockey.
Kevin Welch, D.
All right, we'll pick up the numbers just to refresh you here for the Philadelphia Fury in the dark uniforms. Number 14 over on the far side with the long hair is Frank Worthington. And for the New England Teamen, we've got the score. They have Cat Keelan in goal. Number 8 is the guy to keep your eye on. Keita, El Hino, number 21. Artur, number 2. Cantillo, number 4. Daly, number 12, and Welsh, number 11.
A little bit of confusion there, but Nicky Nikolic pulled it out nicely. Keita was putting a little pressure again. I think 15 minutes here now are very important to Philadelphia. They need to get their rhythm going and not give up anything and hopefully get on the board in the last 30.
It'll be a corner check. It'll be a goal kick. And so, with the score still Philadelphia 1-0, we'll be back after this.
Someday you'll be looking for a new bank. We'd like to tell you why we should be your bank.
The Provident is the area's #1 car loan bank because we've gone out of our way to make borrowing easy by extending terms and keeping the cost down. The Provident makes the same extra effort when it comes to business financing, too. The extra effort your deal may call for. The Provident's Trust Division has a national reputation for helping people and businesses meet their investment objectives. The Provident has over $200 million in home mortgages because we know our future depends on the future of families like yours. While other banks have made themselves better known, in our own quiet way, the Provident has made itself a better bank in services and in attitude, with a commitment to help you on your terms and a confidence that we can. If you have a feeling your bank is giving you something less, we have a feeling we should be your bank.
Time remaining in the second half, 41.5 minutes. The Teamen chasing it down, number 11, Kevin Welsh. He's the Trenton native.
And here you can see what problems Kevin had handling this ball. It's rolling down the slope, and it's slippery, and you can't hold your balance, and you have all these kinds of problems. And then you can see Georgievich with the exceptional skill doing some fancy footwork, and then losing the ball.
No tripping on the Teamen?
Yeah, there's a call, and it's a throw-in for Philadelphia.
Artur.
Yeah, and Kramer's looking for a foul, but he's not going to get it. It's a throw-in. Brooksy puts it into play.
A little more pushing going on.
Well, that was definitely obstruction by Cantillo, but the referee has not gotten into the game yet.
Dempsey and Kreider working. Controlled at the 35 of the Teamens, number 3, Peter Carr.
New England still playing very cautiously. I don't understand it. They're down 1-0. Both wingbacks are not pushing at all. They're just hanging back. So the 4 guys are marking Rob and Worthington.
Oh, good tackle by Martinovich. However, knocked out of bounds. It'll be thrown in by the Teamen. No, correction. That will be Philadelphia.
Yeah, Martinovich had the ball and gave it up to Fran because of the cast in his hand. He's unable to put any throw in.
A whistle. And a foul.
I think Arlino ran out of bounds. Or do we get a foul? Yeah. Sorry, it looks like a foul. Georgievich is going to put it into play. Now it's Fran O'Brien putting it into play, and to Lukic to Georgievich.
Got some other scores?
Yeah, we got a couple scores here. Fort Lauderdale 1, San Diego 1. Goal getters for San Diego, Jose Neto, formerly leading scorer of the American Soccer League. Fort Lauderdale scorer Maurice Whittle. Detroit 1. Tampa Bay 1 at halftime in Tampa. Scorers Trevor Francis, unassisted. Rodney Marsh for Tampa, assisted by Fabiani.
Hey, the crowd is now warming to this by the Teamen tonight. Goal kick coming up. It is, and with 39 minutes remaining in regulation time, it is still Fury 1, New England 0. Back to the action. It's still 1-0 Fury, and they have the ball.
And they're totally in control of the game at this time, doing some outstanding passing, keeping possession, spreading the, if they can, whenever possible, spreading the New England team in wide, and some good stuff happening by the Fury.
By the way, the Fury will end up the regular season at home on Wednesday night. San Diego, Saturday night, the Portland Timbers.
Two very critical games, and I think if we get the Philadelphia soccer fan support for those two games, and let's see if we can get Fury into that playoff.
Rigby, who has given up 1.33 goals against average since coming back, and most of that on the night he came back right after he got off the plane and had traveled cross country, put it into the net against Houston, and it just didn't work out. A couple of quick scores, and he was in trouble.
Traveling 6 hours on an airplane, getting off it, and then going into the Houston Kingdom, it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, it's the Astrodome.
Mm-hmm. Kingdom is in Seattle.
It's still very puzzling to me. New England is doing very low penetration. They're attacking with 2.5 front runners and keeping 5 in the back.
Rob chasing it down. David has the goal at 39:01 of the first half. And that's Bob Rigby.
Racing to the corner, preventing a corner kick. Well done by Bobby.
Nikolic. This is live action from Nickerson Field at Boston University, the home field of the New England Teamen.
Another throw-in. You can see Philadelphia with exceptional tight marking now in the box, which is very important, and they're doing it.
Got a corner kick coming up.
We can see Turner going up for the header, and David Roberts coming right back with him, and everybody's checked tight, so they're playing a short corner this time. Yeah, Nicky clears it.
Worthington hanging around with Rob up at the midline, hoping for a quick change of direction, get up there and get a fast 2-on-1 or 3-on-2.
Keith Weller and Martinovich in the corner. They're throwing. Weller put it into play. No, it's a bad call. It should have been for Philadelphia. Martinovich is asking for a free kick. Weller put his head down below his waist, and Martinovich was clearing the ball, but the referee gives it to Weller, so it's a direct free kick for the New England Teamen.
We got a tie game.
And on a bad decision on the referee, a scramble in front of the goal, and I believe it's Weller putting the ball into the net. Can't blame Rigby. That was a 4-yarder. Let's have a look again. Here's the free kick. Puts it over O'Brien's head. Cantillo to Dempsey. Dempsey tries to clear it, miskicks it. There's a scramble there. Martinovich tries to reach forward. Weller knocks it in the near post. 4 yards out.
Weller, his 8th goal and his 26th point of the year, and it's 1-1.
A very unfortunate break for Philadelphia, and I definitely think the decision was wrong by the referee to give him that free kick.
I'll give you this much, Walter. You said it ahead of time before the goal was scored, so it was not hindsight.
So now Philadelphia has to come back again, and they're playing quite well now, and I think they just need to get themselves going again and get that goal back.
55-49 the time of the goal. David Robb
Teamen goal scored by number 14, Captain Keith Wallace. With assist to number 4, Rico Cancello. Number 5, Chris Turner. Times the goal 55-49.
Cantillo and Turner on the assists on the goal at 55-49 by Weller, the team captain, and it's 1-1 with 32 minutes, 30 seconds left in regulation play.
A little bit of pressure now by New England. They got a little bit of momentum scoring the goal, and now they're back on top of it, and they're trying to get another one here.
Well, we opened up the season in Memphis, Tennessee with an overtime. We haven't had one or a shootout since. And we're coming up with a goal kick here, and it's now a 1-1 game between the Fury and the Teamen. And we're going to be back to take a look at Bob Rigby right after this. The Fury with a full schedule of promotions for the 80 season, and if you're interested in getting information on the season or group tickets or special promotional nights, you contact the Fury office, get put on that mailing list, get all the information. And it is still in play. It'll be a throw-in and not a corner kick.
And almost a very dangerous situation. Weller faced down the ball and sent it across the box, and if Cater was in the area, he might have had the second goal. Philadelphia still going with 4 midfielders: O'Brien, Kramer, Lukic, Djordjevic.
Good give and go with O'Brien, Lukic.
Good idea, but
tried to get it over to Worthington and couldn't do it, and here come the Teamen in the opposite direction. That's Jerry Daly, who has 9 goals this year. You know that Daly was purchased by Derby from Manchester for $300,000 back in 1977. That makes him a big leaguer, doesn't it?
he's a big timer. He's not showing much this evening because he has a bad ankle, and he's courageous enough to play, but you can see him walking around with a limp all the time and not doing that much what he's capable of doing.
Keita. And the Fury will inbound. Less than 30 minutes to go, 1-1. Taken away by Daly. Now they'll start it all over again and get it back to Keelan. 5,321 here at Nickerson Field at Boston University, and again a little dangerous play.
But safe. Nikolic read it all the way, and he backheaded to Rigby, which was a good situation.
Shot on. Oh, good defensive play by Nicky Nikolic.
Yes, it was, and he took a shot right in the face, and take a look at this one. Cantillo pushes Kevin Walsh through, and there's Nicky coming and closing up the shot and blocking it head on with his nose, and he's still holding his face. I think he had to get blood on that one.
Ooh, that's smart. Shot on. Wide by Welsh.
Still in.
Still in.
A lot of pressure here.
Cantillo keeps it in play, and we'll have a corner kick.
No, it's a goal kick.
Goal kick. With that goal kick and about 28 minutes left in regulation play, we'll tell you the score between the Fury and the Teamen. The action continues, and it's still 1-1 as we pick it up here from Nickerson Field, and O'Brien dribbling in, trying to find somebody to get it to. It's going to be a corner kick.
It should have been a corner kick, but the referee has it for a goal kick. But an excellent give and go there, Worthington to O'Brien, who tried to serve it. Blocked by Turner out of bounds, but the referee gives it the goal kick for New England. Keelan out of the net.
What's that all about? There's your goalkeeper up at the 35-yard line.
They're just trying to put a little bit of excitement here. The 5,000 people are booing him, but good try.
Frank, you got a shot. Weak shot on goal. Wouldn't have counted anyway. They call him offside. He did. He did.
And he was not offsides in that play.
No, he wasn't.
A little bit of excitement. Keelan racing up to the 35, almost stolen by Rob, and possibly a score.
On the
Nobody
bench,
in
Walter, as a coach, are you allowed to let the official know what you think of his officiating?
Oh, boy.
Things get a little sloppy here, and so the team may try to take advantage of it.
Some coaches have been known to express their opinions.
Is it allowed?
In the rules, it says there'll be no coaching from the bench.
You're not allowed to get off the bench, are you?
That's correct.
The call against John Dempsey.
Free kick, New England. Martinovich and Weller are still going at it. Kreider and Walsh are matched up. Dempsey and Cater are matched up.
Dempsey and Cater are exchanging pleasantries right there inside
Yes,
the box.
and Cater just hit him right across the face, and no one saw that one.
And they are calling a goal kick.
Front runners of Cater's quality don't like to be checked tight, and Dempsey's doing a good job on him this evening. So he's intimidating Cater a little bit, which is okay, and Cater cannot play his game.
Time remaining just under 25 minutes in a 1-1 soccer game. Kreider. Kramer. He was playing a man and not the ball.
That should have been a foul on Carr, but again, what do we know? We're only watching the game.
Well, I'm going with you. You're the coach, you know. You're the expert. I have to go with what you say, and you've been very tough in the officiating tonight, which is kind of unlike you in our 6 telecast. I haven't heard you quite this way all year.
Well, it's very difficult to referee a game when under these conditions. A very tight field, and everybody's draped on each other's shoulders, and consequently the referee loses control of the game sometimes.
So why don't you have 2 instead of 1?
I don't write the rules. I only coach teams out.
Okay. I often wonder, there's Worthington trying to get something going, but they don't used to. The way that ball changes, the direction it can change. Flow of the game, Georgievich to O'Brien, O'Brien into the box. No action. Oh, here come the Teamen.
That's Daly.
3 on 5, however. It will be a goal kick.
Cater tried to push Kevin Walsh through. Nothing happened. Goal kick.
23 minutes remaining regulation play, and it's still the Fury and the Teamen knotted up here at 1-1. "22 minutes remaining in a 1-1 game here at Nickerson Field, Boston University. The New England Teamen in the white, and the Philadelphia Fury looking for its first win on the road this year, 0-12, with a record going of 9-16. The Teamen's 11-14, give them 97 points. The Fury with 96, and everyone looking at the wild card with 4 games to go after tonight. 2 at home come up on Wednesday and Saturday. San Diego's in, and so is Portland. So you want to get a group together, be our guest.
Handball on, I believe, number 6.
Yes,
Simpson,
Peterson.
direct free kick.
Tell you what,
Kramer putting into play.
we have the left and offensive and defensive players of the game, and I can't make up my mind yet either direction.
Well, in the
Either
back,
team.
Either team. I think for the Fury, Nikolic and Dempsey are good candidates. Turner's done an exceptional good job on Worthington. So there's your 3 candidates. Up front, you got to look at David Robb, and you got to look at Cater. And, of course, Weller is always doing some serious stuff for the New England team, but Martinovich has done a super job on him. And let's not forget Martinovich. He's played very well.
At the 35. Coming over here to Georgievich. Dempsey squares one over, and he couldn't get it to him.
Kevin Walsh to Cantillo to Daly. Daly's turning on a little bit now. I guess he's got a little bit more courage with that ankle, and he's trying to get a goal for the New England team in.
Wells trying to chase it down, but Kreider got it out of the way.
So it's a standoff here, 1-1.
Two 7.5-minute overtimes in the event we do end in this 1-1 draw, and it would be a sudden death overtime in either case, and then the shootout if nothing happens. We have yet to have a shootout on TV this year, and the Fury's not fared well on shootouts, unfortunately.
And it's unfortunate, the field really takes away from this game, and you can see players, midfielders especially, trying to find gaps to push balls through, and naturally, because of the size of the field, the gaps are very narrow this evening. So a lot of interceptions, a lot of missed kicks, a lot of balls going out of bounds, a lot of fouls. There's just now occurred another one. There's John Dempsey taking down Cada. That'll be a direct free kick, and
it'll be a corner kick. It was touched by the Fury, and that's going to be the case.
Alino took the shot. Kramer blocked it, and this might be dangerous because the last goal came from that area as well. The first goal and the last goal, hopefully, for the New England Teamen.
Ground level view.
Yeah, it's a good call. Kevin Walsh pushing on Brooks Kreider. Direct free kick.
Holding call on the Teamen. Fury ball.
Bobby Smith and the San Diego Sockers on Wednesday, and the Portland Timbers with Clyde Best on Saturday. Those are the two games at home, which will finish up the regular schedule.
San Diego, but Bobby Smith about a month ago from the Cosmos. He played in his first game, was voted the defensive player of the game, and I understand he's really doing it for San Diego.
Carr pushing on Worthington. Fury. 18 minutes left, 1-1. At 39:01 it was Robb, and at 55:49 it was Weller, and that's been the scoring. And Dave Kingman hit 3 home runs today, which is a different game, but I just thought I'd mention it anyway.
Alina runs the ball out of bounds, throw in, and it's given to New England. Cantillo and Daly in the middle, doing some nice passing for New England.
In the white, the Teamen. I think Keita thought he was pushed.
And
he might have been.
Not really. He wasn't pushed because, again, it's the conditions of the turf. It's very slippery out there. The humidity has created a lot of moisture, and consequently players are losing their balance, and the passing is not as accurate as it should be. And here's a classical example of Lucas trying to push Fran O'Brien through, but the gap was so narrow, intercepted by Turner, and nothing is happening. And I believe it started to rain. Yeah, I look at the track here, and it is raining.
That's all we needed, Walter.
Oh, it's a good foot. Good call. Offsides, Worthington. David Robb flicked it on, and Worthington broke too early offsides.
A throw-in for the Teamen. Time, 15 minutes, 50 seconds running. 1-1.
And these are the conditions that a lot of mistakes begin to happen with 15 minutes to go. Both teams are playing very tight, a lot of pressure, slippery conditions, mistakes can happen. So the Fury must be very alert to this.
Knocked out of bounds by the Fury. Throw in coming up, number 12, Jerry Daly.
That's well done by John Dempsey, stepping in front of Keita and clearing the ball.
Turner. Dempsey again. Djordjevic. Could have been a mistake.
Now he's got a foul on Brooks Kreider.
Welsh is down.
Welsh is down, and I think Brooksy caught him in the thigh. Let's take a look at this. Here's a loose ball. Both go for it. Brooksy tried to reach for the ball, but I think he caught him on the knee or the thigh.
15 minutes exactly remaining in this soccer match, and it's 1-1.
Brooksy went over and apologized to Kevin. I don't think Brooksy wanted to kick him intentionally. One American against another American.
Up to a maximum of 3 bonus points per team per game.
Centering, and Rigby takes it.
Well done by Bobby. Read it well and caught it. Slippery ball, but he's got his gloves on now, and I'm sure he's ready to concentrate on the slippery conditions, which cause many problems, especially from outside shooting
Kreider
for the
Dempsey.
goalkeeper.
Ahead to Djordjevic. To Lukic. Kept in play. O'Brien. Djordjevic centers. And that's going to be a goal kick.
Goal kick,
Yeah,
yes.
goal kick. Okay. 14-18 and running. That's what's left. The score is 1-1. And we'll be back in just a moment. Well, you can see him starting to slip and slide here a little bit as the Ranger coming down on this artificial turf at Nickerson Field, Boston University. And 1-1 with about 13.5 minutes still to play in regulation time. You start thinking about OT. That's 7.5 minutes for one club at one side of the field. They switch over another 7.5, and then they have the infamous shootout. Something which I'd like to see legislated out of the game, but again, Walter, we're only broadcasters, right? It would seem to me that that's no way to settle a dispute after you've played all evening, but we'll see what happens.
If you win it, it's all right.
I think hockey is willing to go with a tie during the regular season, and I think that soccer should too. I think a team should, at the end of the regulation play and a single overtime of 15 minutes, if it's still a tie, then each team should be given some points, right?
Oh, I agree with you. I think something should be given to the team. Even in the shootout, that loser should get more points in the... Here's a cross by Worthington. David Robb trying to get it. Keelan intercepts it. Steve Reed, another Trenton boy, has come in for Kevin Welsh. So Trenton for Trenton in exchange here. Steve is a former player for Mercer Junior College. He did some training in Scotland last winter, and a very young, exceptional American soccer player who has seen some action here for the New England Teamen. He's a front runner, and he has a good ability to go to goal.
Rob will throw it in. 12 minutes left. Offside.
New England's doing some trapping now, and they're doing it very well. They're synchronized and in harmony, so Worthington has been trapped again. I believe that's about 7 of those now, and even in the entire game. And primarily David Robb and Worthington have been the two culprits.
Dempsey gets it out. Well played by Simpson. Simpson's played good on the back line. So has Carr. I don't know. You're trying to think of an offensive and a defensive player of the game. I'd have a very difficult time here, Walt. I suppose if it gets down to the winning score, that's going to be the offensive player of the game. Robb scored, and Weller has scored. And the fans now, knowing that there's only 11 minutes left, starting to get a little noisy here.
They want some action, and I think Simpson has looked good defensively, but he's added very little to his in the attack. And here we go again. The flag's up, and another offsides. This time Djordjevic is trapped. I think what they must do now, Philadelphia Fury, is realize that New England is trapping, and rather than serving through balls, keep the ball and dribble or short pass and avoid the offside traps. Personally, I don't believe in the offside trap. I think it's a very dangerous tactical play, but a lot of coaches, a lot of teams employ it, some with success, some with limited success.
All right, explain it to the people who are not aware of what you're talking about.
The idea is that the back players read the serve and push up before the ball is kicked and catch the attacking front runners closest to the opponent's goal. So
Technically always offside.
right.
Hey, there are T-shirts and hats and soccer balls and gym bags and pennants and everything else, too. So if you visit the vet and see a game between the Fury, this Wednesday coming up San Diego or Saturday against Portland, you might want to buy one. Or you could call the Fury office if you're interested in picking some up by mail, 755-5400. And with less than 10 minutes to go here at Boston, New England and Philadelphia at 1-1. 39 minutes into the game for Rob, 55 and change into the game for Weller, and that's the way it's been. And the Teamen is down.
And Worthington gets a yellow card, and
Against Worthington, Peter Carr is down.
let's take a look at this. Peter Carr actually here elbows Worthington. and
No.
Worthington comes
Frank
back
just
with a
gave
right.
him a right hand. Walter, the replay showed it. It was a short right to the jaw.
Good right hand.
Could have gotten him out of the game, you know.
No question
He's
about
lucky
it.
he got a yellow card.
That definitely warrants a red, but Klein possibly didn't see
it.
the punch, and
That's what it was.
and saw Carr go down, so at least a yellow. Foul on Weller, yes, holding Georgievich, and we're getting a lot of sloppy play now because the field's wet. Players are beginning to tire, fatigue, and conditions are not conducive to quality soccer.
O'Brien.
And that's another foul and a good
Against
call.
Carr.
Carr this time leveled O'Brien, so it's a free kick. And this is a very dangerous situation. Let's see what, I think Frank ought to get inside the box or hit it directly. He is the best header, yet he's going to take the serve.
Dempsey, but no one there. Kreider ahead. Still in play, Nikolic, but out of bounds. Throw in by the Teamen with 8 minutes and 26 seconds and running. Keita over the goal.
This is a great opportunity for Stevie Reed. They had a volley kick and a lot of danger there. Fury caught a break there. Keita flicked it onto Stevie Reed, and Brooks Kreider slipped on the other side, and Stevie broke through. That's the first scoring situation that the New England Teamen have created in some 83 minutes of play.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have someone in the stands blowing a whistle. It is distracting the players. Please stop blowing the whistle in the stands.
Turner breaks out with a dribble by O'Brien. Some nice work by
Yes, Artur.
Artur, the Portuguese right back for the New England Teamen. Actually, they have 3 or 4 Portuguese players on this team. The reason being there is a large Portuguese population in the New England area, and they hope to attract them to come to these games.
Fisherman. Up on the North Shore in Gloucester, where I spent a summer one year.
Ludlow, Massachusetts, Fall River.
This is a great part of the country this time of the year, from the Cape on up, all the way up through Maine. Worthington.
Oh, unlucky. And this is
There you go.
what we've been
O'Brien
talking
falls
about.
down.
Franny loses his footing, and he goes down, and there was a good opportunity to create a 2-on-2 situation.
Off number 2, Kreider. It'll be thrown in. Reed throws it in. Time remaining 6 minutes, 25 seconds. No time to make a mistake now. Alhino. And Alhino doing a little pushing and
Yes, he
shoving and
is.
slipping and sliding, and finally he got a whistle.
And Alhena received a good pass from Cantillo, but decided to do some fancy footwork inside the penalty box. I think Alhena got himself out of the game. He doesn't want any parts of it. He's playing very wide now, and once in a while collects the ball. We call them Coca-Cola players.
Really?
Let's take a break.
Okay. Fury with a shot at it. O'Brien.
It's almost like being on ice skates here. There's Worthington, Georgievich.
Oh, wide right.
And he does a somersault after the shot because he knew he had a great opportunity. Let's have a look at this. Look at Georgievich. He's holding his back, his head. A great pass from Fran O'Brien. Georgievich with left foot bended right by the post. A great effort. The angle was difficult. He picked the corner and inches away from a score. The referee has a play on, and Weller gave him a charge from the back. Must be new rules in the FIFA, which I haven't read yet about. Oh, well done, Martinovic. Dangerous play, Daly breaking up the middle.
Alhena. Oh! Reed almost got himself the game winner.
Woo! Brooks Kreider, the savior, came in there crashing, broke up the play. My favorite player, Alhena, would have been the hero. Thanks, Brooks.
And a corner kick with 4 minutes and 17 seconds left in regulation play, 1-1. Alhena. I think we better save our offensive and defensive players of the game till after the overtime.
David Robb misjudged the header.
Rigby chases it down, and it'll be a throw-in.
Conditions are very slippery.
Oh, yeah, you could see that. He didn't have any footing at all. See Boston University in the background. This is Nickerson Field, the old Braves field. When the Boston Braves were in the National League before they moved to Milwaukee, played baseball here.
I think they need to replace this carpet.
3.5 minutes left.
Update on score. Fort Lauderdale just scored to go ahead 2-1 against San Diego.
I think it stopped raining, Walter. It has. Worthington. O'Brien.
Good ball. Chris Keeler again. He's going to dribble out of there.
Keelan got it. Keelan doesn't waste much energy, does he? He looks like a wise old goaltender. He knows where the ball is and what to do with it. No problem for Rigby there on that header.
Keelan the cat, they call him.
Oh, a little hand there.
Looked that way to me.
Alhena, Dempsey on him, and it will be a goal kick.
And look at him. He went down, and he's looking for a foul again.
He went down because he slipped, because he was overacting.
Sometimes the good actors are not in Hollywood, huh?
2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. 1-1. And for the second time, it appears, on our telecast, we will go into OT. We had one in Memphis, 1-0. Memphis beating Philadelphia in the opening game of the season.
New England's starting to play a little clever soccer. Weller is coming back to collect balls and creating some problems. Stevie Reed there fighting Brooks Kreider off very well. A little bit of a pressure cooker, but Nicky Nikolic again calmly passed it back to Riggs.
Cantillo turns his back, but it's going to be Fury. Rigby wants the ball. It'll be goal kick. Watch this one.
That's obstruction by Weller.
Or Weller, I'm sorry.
Weller turned his back and blocked the serve.
Teamen ball. Hey! Frank's looking for something over there. He's spoiling for just He's already had one good right hand that didn't get caught. He could get thrown out of this game, which wouldn't do anyone any good going into overtime. Less than a minute to go.
Can't afford that. You got to finish up with 11 and get this one. Yeah, a foul on Weller. Obstruction. Good call by the referee. Fans didn't like it.
Holding on the Teamen, Fury, free kick.
David Robb.
They say offside? No.
There's no call.
Penalty.
There is no call.
Play on.
Play on. The referee, linesman had his flag up, but the referee never blew a whistle.
O'Brien.
Here's a chance.
Shot on and a good save. No problem at all. Georgievich straight on, though, and
Straight on.
Teamen at it.
And a good opportunity on top of the D, but he struck it straight on, and to no avail there.
10 seconds left. Regulation will go into overtime.
He's still trying to do it here.
Reed, no, that's going to be it.
Kreider
3,
knocks
2,
it out
1,
of
and we're
bounds,
going
yeah.
into overtime. Second time this year. And there you see the numbers. And 0 indicates we've completed 90 minutes of soccer with a goal at 39 for the Philadelphia Fury by David Robb, and at 55 and change by Keith Willer, and that's the way it is. 1-1. The Teamen and the Fury. We're going to be back in just a moment.
There it is.
Hate to admit it, but that's Harry's.
Couldn't be two of these.
Look,
Whose is whose?
I can tell. Uh-huh. Feel.
Oh, this one's soft.
And smell.
Fresh?
If it feels really soft and smells April fresh, it's got to be Downy. So, it's got to be Harry.
Downy bathes in softness and freshness while it bathes away static cling.
I'm getting Downy. Fred's really going to love this now.
April Fresh Downy.
We've been comparing the AMC Spirit and the Chevette on TV a lot recently, and telling you that for only $5 more, the Spirit is longer and wider than the Chevette. Know what else? The Spirit's gas tank holds 8.5 gallons more than Chevette's. Think about that this weekend. And at no extra cost, you get AMC's exclusive full 3-year no-rust-through warranty. The Spirit from American Motors. The difference in list price is only $5. The difference in value is enormous.
7.5 minute overtime periods, 2 of them. And then if nothing is decided in that 15 minutes, they go into what is known as a shootout. And rather than fill your ears with all of that, we'll just wait a bit and see maybe someone can score a goal in what is a sudden death situation. First score wins it. By the way, lucky people at the Fury's final 2 home games will win the opportunity to purchase 2 tickets to one of the Who's 5 sold-out concerts at the Capitol Theater in Passaic, New Jersey in September. When you enter the stadium, you receive a special ticket, and if your ticket number is drawn at halftime, you're able to purchase tickets after the game. And you can come to the game on Wednesday night or Saturday night, but you've got San Diego coming in on Wednesday, and you've got Portland coming in on Saturday. And you can check it out at the Fury office at Vet Stadium by calling them at 755-5400. Now the stats for the first 90 minutes of play as you look at the bench of the Philadelphia Fury, talking about what is going to happen now.
I don't know who's keeping the stats, but I read here New England having 19 shots on goal. I haven't seen 19, but I guess the scorekeeper is right. Philadelphia 9. New England 19 fouls. Philadelphia 21. So you got a total of 40 fouls, and that's half of them probably primarily due to the wet conditions and the condition of the field itself. And here's the offside straps. New England trapped Philly 7 times. Corner kicks, New England 9, Philadelphia 3. Saves, New England 6, Rigby 4.
Weller and Robb, I believe. I know that's David. Is that? Yep. That's Captain Keith Weller. And they'll come out, talk to the 2 linesmen and the referee. Who decides who goes in which direction for the first 7.5? Is it the same as at the top of the game? Visiting team goes in one, and in this case moves to well, they just finish up going.
They flip a
Fury,
coin.
That is, or they flip the coin. All right.
Yep, they flip a coin, and Georgievich is still talking to himself because he did have a great opportunity with 4 minutes on the clock. He took it well, just a bit unlucky.
Dallas leading Chicago 3-2 at halftime. What in the world's going on out there? Maybe the wind is blowing in the right direction at Soldier Field.
Well, they're either playing at Soldier Field or
no, they can't
Wrigley
play at
Field.
Wrigley Field. There are no lights.
That's true. Al, you're right again.
Well, in that case, I know I'm right because that's the only place in America where they don't have any lights. Phil Wrigley once had an argument with Thomas Edison.
Didn't sell enough gum, I guess, huh?
Now, he just thought the game should be played during the day, and he had the money to prove it. So now Bob Rigby moves to the goal to the right, and Kevin the Cat Keelan to the left, and we'll have a 7.5-minute sudden death first overtime period, and follow that with another 7.5-minute overtime period as they switch goals.
15 minutes of nerves here for both sides, both trying to get, well, at least 8 points to make the playoffs, and let's see what happens.
6 for a win, and then, of course, for each goal that is scored in the game, and obviously here each team has scored 1, and another would be getting a total of 8 points.
I'm very surprised under these conditions that we haven't had any serious injuries, because the players are losing control of their feet, they're falling down, they're sliding at the wrong time, but yet no one has been injured, so that's a good break.
I would say because it is a football-only field and not for baseball, the surface underneath that AstroTurf is a great deal softer than you would find at a place like the Vet, or at the Astrodome, or the Kingdome, or any of those other places. Shot over the crossbar. Hello there.
And again, it was Weller who took it. A dangerous situation.
Roger Gibbons, number 9, is now in for the Teamen. There he is.
Substitution. Roger Gibbons for number 2, Artur.
And Artur is out of the game. We are in the first sudden death overtime period. Roger Gibbons, an Englishman.
I think it's a good substitution on the part of Coach Noel Cantwell's decision here, because I think that Artur was losing his speed, and George was running around him about 2 or 3 times, so I think Coach Cantwell said, let's get him out of there and get a more aggressive type of a tackler, and Gibbons is that type of a player.
Kramer.
He's 22 years old, 5'11", 170 from England, very aggressive. On occasion he plays in the attack, so he has some skill, and he's going to try to control Djordjevic.
We're in sudden death overtime. The first 7.5-minute period with 5:36, 35, and winding down. It is a 1-1 soccer match between the New England Teamen and the Philadelphia Fury. Both teams kind of desperate for a win because they're only 1 point separating the two in the standings for the wild card slot, and each after tonight will have 4 games left. 2 at home for the Fury coming up. They will be home to San Diego and home to Portland and at Fort Lauderdale and at Toronto. And you know how well the Fury plays on the road, so they got to do some business here tonight.
Let's do it tonight.
Keita. Blocked by Nikolic, who has played superbly tonight on the back line. Shot on, score! Game's over!
Ringo Cantillo gets the goal. Came in on a dribble, passed by John Dempsey, and struck it on the floor. Wet conditions. The ball took off. Near corner shot. New England win 2-1. Let's take a look at this. Here's Ringo coming on the dribble. Fakes John Dempsey. John loses his balance. Ringo strikes it on the floor. Rigby just misses it out of his reach. Near corner goal. New England 2, Philadelphia 1.
At 4:33, which meant, of course, sudden death for the Philadelphia Fury. Cantillo. We do not have an offensive and a defensive player of the game announced as yet. And so
well,
right at the moment,
we definitely have to give it to, I think in the back it was Chris Turner, who did a super job in Worthington. And I think we have to give it to Ringo Cantillo for getting the winning goal.
Okay. Turner, number 5 on the defense, and Cantillo from Costa Rica with a winning goal in sudden death overtime. And there you have it, the New England Teamen 2 and the Philadelphia Fury 1, and the string continues. 0-13 on the road, an 8-point win, which puts them up now with 105 to the Fury's 96, and a very tough loss for a team that had it 1-0 at the top. And there you have it. For Walt Chizowicz, this is Al Meltzer. Good night from Boston.
Goal scored by number 4, Ringo Cantillo for the
Channel 17 Sports has presented Fury Soccer. Brought to you by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. Toyota, who invites you to see the Celica Supra, the powerful pleasure at your local Toyota dealer. You got it, Toyota. Lipton Lemon Tree, lemonade flavored drink mix with no artificial flavor. The Provident National Bank. We have a feeling we should be your bank. Your local Burger King restaurant. Who's got the best darn French fries in the whole wide world? Burger King and I. The Gulf Oil Corporation, who reminds you that keeping your car's engine tuned is a great way to make your gasoline go further.
Remember at the end of American Graffiti how you wish there were